Hello and welcome back everybody to another video review from the Geek Tech Show. Today's video review features the Adidas Gameday. Whoa, those are cool looking shoes. Really love it. Now, I have been a fan of Adidas ever since I got some really amazing cycle shoes from them. They lasted a very long time. They're also comfortable to walk all around. And let's see if those actually make the cut and are just as comfortable as my first pair of Adidas, which was one of my first really pair of shoes that I actually enjoyed wearing. So let's go ahead and test this out and see if this is made up to snuff, that is. So most of those kind of shoes, it is unfortunately a lot of synthetic material all around. It does feature three different, this is three, coming with the Adidas trademark over here. I do like the very nice, cute looking logo all the way at the top here. And of course this essential, very great essential touch, because a lot of times you have trouble putting this right on your feet. Ample of protection in the front. I guess those are the shoes that you want to wear if you want and need a lot of air vent coming in, so it makes it pretty good. On the inside, it does say bounce on them. Taking this out, you have blue. Great if you want to vent yourself in case it gets pretty hefty outside, and of course if you want to replace the insoles. The insoles is something very important because a lot of times you get shoes and don't actually feature an ability to take those out and put them right back on the inside once again. So that is a good thing about those shoes. The bad thing, it's not easy for you to put this right back in. It's not that bad. I was able to do it. Unfortunately over here, there is no metal over there. It is just holes drilled right in here. So this is going to go after a while. So keep this in mind. On the bottom, there is a lot, and I mean a lot, of cushion for you. So if you're doing some jumping, this is going to give you a lot of room to jump on. Also, there is the tension, and that's actually called the torsion system. And it is marked with an X right on the bottom of the actual shoe, right here. So it's supposed to give you an awesome ability to absorb shocks as you land. I do love the way the grips are actually looks like over here. Now I'll show you up close and personal in 1 second. So up close and personal, you can see right here, and I do like this. This is just one of the coolest looking shoe that I ever seen, especially on the bottoms. The bottoms actually are more of a fan than the top of the shoes themselves. They actually look much more nicer, and I do look forward for them to use this in another pair of shoes, because I think the bottoms heel is what makes the shoes just amazing looking. Love the tire-like traction going around here. There is no cheese grater over here. It is just like tire-like traction. I don't know, it's like a honeycomb kind of a design on the bottom. The grip itself, this is a new thing. I never seen shoes actually feature something like that, and I think it is a vast new improvement. Maybe it's going to feel great on the feet as well. So that's something that is new in the shoes, and they do have a lot of attention to details as well here. Now, the glued right there part of the this part, the upper, with the bottom right here, it seems that you can actually see that it was glued together, or just in some places you could see it right here. So that is a little bit taking out the marks for those shoes. It looks like kind of a little bit of a cheaply made, and it is going under 100, about 80 bucks, and it's also made in Vietnam, by the way. So those are not some of the most expensive shoes out there. In fact, you can tell this is under $100 shoe, and you can definitely tell by the looks of it too. So looking up close and personal, you can tell a lot of interesting things about this specific design here. One, fortunately, this is not waterproof. but it is air vented, so if you're walking around ponds or other things, this is going to get you wet super fast. And yet if you need this for the office, just walking around being comfortable in an indoor environment, or even for playing soccer, this will actually do pretty good job at what it's supposed to do. Another thing here is it has a lot of traction, and it also has a big amount of surface protection from the elements. So if you're jumping, if you're running, especially if you're playing basketball, this is going to help you jump and absorb a lot of cushion and shock with those huge insoles that are available as protection, and to make your feet feel super comfy with wearing those shoes. Overall, the looks are quite good for under $100 shoe. In fact, I got this for around 80. If you can get this around 60 bucks, something like that, that's actually a pretty good deal. I don't think this is a shoe I would pay any more than 50 bucks for, to be honest with you, just because of how cheap the upper or the top actually is. The bottom part looks pretty good, but the top heel is just on the cheap side for me. The whole material all by itself is very well designed. I mean, I like the looks and everything. It's just I'm not too satisfied. I mean, I don't feel like I'm getting my money's worth out of this thing, so I'm a little bit disappointed when it comes to the actual shoe. I mean, in the picture itself it looks so much more better, and then when you see it in person, you can actually kind of tell that it is kind of more cheap than I expected them to be. That being said, it is a very well designed and made shoe, so I'm not really talking about that. It's just the way it is made. You can kind of tell they actually just washed up the design somehow. This right here, it just seems to be cutting off right there. I'm not sure if it was part of the design or not. And also when they were actually stitching it together, you can see right here some of the glue marks right there. Maybe I actually got a bad copy, but I'm not too satisfied with that. So let's go ahead and put this on feet test and see if this is up to snuff. Ooh, wow. I'm surprised. I was not expecting this to feel this good when I put those on. Yes, the bottoms make a huge difference when you actually step with this. But let's go ahead and make a few tests and see if this is exactly the kind of shoe you're looking for. So if you're not looking to spend over $100, looking at the range around 80 bucks or so, well, this might be the shoe for you. Not only it looks pretty decent on your feet, it does feel good. The cushion on the bottom does make this shoe feel pretty good on your feet, that is. So let's go ahead and do a few tests with this and see if this is what you're looking for. First of all, let's do a 360-degree look here. And one other thing you want to check on this is how this actual shoe actually feels when you do the walking test with this. So let's go ahead and see. Walking around, it doesn't have any annoying sound, which is a good thing. Adidas is known for not doing that annoying squeaking sound that is actually a game changer with some shoes. And you can actually hear somebody coming from a mile away. Not the case with this. Next test, stretching test. Very nice range of movement all around. And another thing I do notice with this, unlike some other shoes that I have tried, there is no uncomfortability in those shoes. As soon as you put them on, it is as if you wore them for quite some time. So I do like that. Right out of the box, there was no time. The break-in period is less than 10 seconds, pretty much. There was no need to even adjust the time over here. It just feels good right out of the box itself, which is great. Next test is a jumping test. Let's go ahead and see how much cushion this shoe actually gives you. Very good. It's actually amazing. Wasn't really expecting this to be less than amazing, and it actually exceeded my expectation, because this is actually what the shoe is made out of for, is for jumping. On the bottoms, you can see right here, there was the X here. I do like that. It kind of looks kind of neat and cool having the X when you're working on those. And for somebody who is Generation XO, yeah, that's kind of cool. I'm walking with an axe on the bottom of my shoe. How cool is that? That being said, this is just cool shoe. There is nothing absolutely wrong with it. It feels good. It does what it's supposed to do. The real downside out of this is just it doesn't feel like anything more than an $80 shoe. It feels a bit cheap. A little bit too cheap, I might say. But if this is not an issue for you, you like the looks, you like the feel, this shoe might be it. Doesn't cost too much. And actually just looking at it, it doesn't look cheap at all. It is just when you're like examining it really up close, you can tell that this is not an expensive shoe. But who cares? If the comfort is right, it looks good and everything, and for the price overall, I'm actually saying this is a 9 out of 10 stars. Now to be a 10, this has to be a perfect shoe. This is nowhere close to perfection, and we don't know with the test of time how well this is going to last, especially giving not so great of a glue job done on those actual shoes. So that's why they're actually deciding to take away 1 star from them. Overall, great shoe, very comfortable and good for contact sports, doing some running, cardio, and even playing some basketball with them.